Hello everyone, welcome to our last session on Tangled Coasters. This is our wrap-up session and today's tangle is called Featherfall by Carol O'Hill. So I am today going to draw the pattern Featherfall, a very flowy organic tangle on my coaster, right? So let me just write down the name of the tangle. It's called Featherfall. Yeah, and we are going to draw this pattern today on this coaster. Yeah, so starting right away I'm going to draw a stem, right, starting from one corner to the other. So you might want to use the bolder side of your identity pen so that the center stem is bold enough. Like this. Yeah, and then I'm going to add some leaf like shapes, something like these, throughout the stem and ink it. Yeah, so there is no particular way to draw it. It's just like something flowy, sharp edged arcs, tentacles, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, very familiar shape. We draw it in squid, we draw it in mysteria. Lot of patterns use this shape. So I'm just drawing the shape and inking it in. Yeah, again you can give a curve, ink it in. Again a curvy one. Another one here. So not thinking much where what, just maintaining a reasonable distance and drawing these shapes. Yeah, another one here. Probably a small one here. Yeah, right. So the next step is to start adding auras. Yeah, so you can add auras with your brown pen or you can use the black only. That's okay, up to you. So I'm going to start with my black pen only and start adding auras to all. So just mimicking the shape what I drew and start adding auras one at a time to all. You can also add a couple of auras to one and then move on to next, but this will ensure a little uniformity as far as their final width is concerned, right? So some may look thin, some may look with more auras, so you can avoid that by adding one to all. Yeah, so I'm going to now move on to the second. So add a little flow to the auras. Don't be too stiff with your pen. Let it flow. Yeah, so basically the look of featherfall comes when you have curvy, nice, flowy auras, and they should not look like very stiff and perfect, So just let it flow and grow. Yeah, so moving on to the third one. Again the same exercise. Again, doing the same exercise for all. Nice flowy auras. Yeah. So I'm going to add a couple of more. So you can see here the auras are now almost touching each other. If you want, you can add more. Now what I'm going to do is add a small fescue shape by joining these lines. Yeah, so these lines I'm going to extend and add a fescue. I can also add some fescues in between. That's okay. Again, join these lines and add fescue. I can also add in between. Again, join these lines together, add a fescue. Again, join these lines. Right? So basically adding these points where the lines are folding or turning by a line and then adding a fescue at the end. Right? So you can also add fescues in between. That's okay. Yeah. Again, adding this, adding a fescue here. Right? You can also add fescues in between. That's perfectly fine. Looks nice. Again, joining these points together, adding a fescue. Adding a few more. Right? So small little exercise adds a lot to the look of the tangle. These fescues and joining the lines together. Yeah. So once we have done that exercise, let us now pick up our brown pen and add auras. Some more auras. Yeah. But now taking my fescues also into picture. So now I'm going to add aura to my feather fall with the fescues. Right? So I'm just mimicking the outside shape and nothing else. Coming back down, again going the other side. So go slow, take your time. Consider each fescue, aura it along the feather fall. Yeah, and I think we are done. So now I'm going to add one or two more layers. Yeah. So in case you are already practicing Zentangle, this is something like what we do for embedded letters. Right? So we add fescues and then we aura them and then we add orbs. So the same exercise I'm going to do here also. Highlight my feather fall using these auras. And now I'm going to add a little rounding and some tipples. Yeah, just like we do for embedded letters. Even if you are not aware of it, I am doing exactly what is required in front of you, so you can follow me along. You can catch up sometime later, that's entirely up to you. Yeah. So again we have added 2 layers. Now let me add some inking here and there, some weight, some orbs, some inking, yeah. Small little exercise adds a lot to the look of your tangle. Again moving to the other side, inking in small little spaces, adding orbs. Again some rounding, some orbs. Yeah, simple exercise. Again some rounding, and then probably add one more close aura along with the orbs. So I am now going to incorporate the orbs also. Yeah, and then moving to the other side, same exercise. Yeah, so I'm just going to continue 1 or 2 layers more like this. Add some more orbs, add some weight here and there. Probably add 1 or 2 more fescues. Yeah. So just going to continue like this. Simple little exercise adds so much to the look of your tile or coaster, whatever you are drawing. Again, adding some weight here. Probably would add a fescue here and there. Some weight, some orbs. Again, some weight. Probably a fescue here, right? So I finished the exercise of adding those auras, right? And this is how the coaster looks like. Now let us move on to shading. I think we finished with our drawing part. So I'm going to add shading at the beginning, both sides of the line. Yes. And then over this line. Yeah. And then I'm going to add some shading, some graphite here. So we will add some graphite and chalk, both things, in this empty space. Yeah, let us first blend and we'll see where do we want to add more. Yeah, so I'm just going to blend carefully, not blending too much because we also want a highlight on the leaves. Yeah, just blend carefully, don't blend too much. Blend at the beginnings and on the line. The sections which are brown, we would like to highlight them, which are curling up, yeah, so that our feather fall pops up. So it's always a nice idea to give these curls to the tangle, yeah. Although you can have straight auras also, these lines can be straight also and you can just aura it that way. That also looks nice, but I like this curvy kind of look. A beautiful pattern. So just blending the graphite that we have put, taking it towards the empty part of the tile, not covering entire thing because we want to add little chalk also, yeah. Then taking up my chalk pencil and carefully adding white to the sections where we have not added graphite, yeah. So take your time and just highlight those sections where we have not added graphite. Yeah, same exercise on the other side. So both shades of white and gray are important in shading. That's what brings out the look of the tile. Everything should not be gray. The contrast should be clear. Yeah. So make sure you don't overdo things. A nice balance of chalk and graphite will add. Right now adding some here. Yeah, so let us first blend it and then we'll see how do we want to embellish further. So just soften the chalk pencil, take off the excess, merge it with the graphite. Such simple tools and you can see how beautiful they look like when added to your paper, or for that matter any medium. Yeah, so my feather fall is in place. Now slight blending on this part so that it doesn't have that uneven look, and there's a nice smooth texture and merges beautifully with your graphite. Yeah, so now I think you know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to pick up my Posca next. Yeah, and going to embellish. So the first thing that I'm going to add to is these black leaf shapes. Yeah, small little embellishment and adds a lot to your coaster. Yeah, so just add those dots. At times it takes a little time for the ink to flow freely. Yeah, so done with that. Now let us add some dots inside our orbs. So there are a couple of them here, so you may not add to all, right? So pick up a few bigger ones and then just add these white inside it. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I think that is enough. And then moving on to the other side, same exercise, adding whites inside the orbs. Small little embellishment, looks pretty good. Yeah, I think we are done. Need not do more, don't overdo. So that's our coaster for today, right? If you want, you can add little graphite along the corners of the feather fall, but I don't feel like doing anything, right? So I'm going to close it here and let the paint dry, and I will apply some Mod Podge. So I'm now going to apply the Mod Podge, right? So it's right here, and I'm going to dab it in my brush and just dab on my work. It preserves, it brings out the colors. Does everything. Yeah, an easy application. You can also use a spray, as I told you earlier. So that's it. I'm going to let it dry and get back. So that's our final coaster for today after the Mod Podge has dried up. So I'll come up with another brand new series. Till then, keep watching. Have a good time. Stay safe. Bye bye.